about my garden. Things have really been taking off lately just because of the weather. It's been perfect. It's kind of, it's been sunny and rainy and a little bit overcast in the daytime, which actually is perfect. Where I am up here and the weather's been really mild, so I think it hasn't been going below like 40, 35 degrees at night, and then in the daytime it's usually kind of an overcast 70, 65, so that's perfect for growing things. So everything's going super well. I only have one planter box that I haven't planted anything in yet. So yeah, right now everything's going great. I'm still sort of lagging behind with my beans that I wanted to have this year because I really wanted to have a lot of them. And the reason is that I woke up one morning and I made a terrible discovery after a super stormy night. I actually woke up and my greenhouse had blown over, and I was really sad about it. And all of the plants that I had started had fallen over, had broken, and I probably only rescued about a third, maybe not even a third of what was in there. So that was kind of a bummer. I really was sad about that. So I'm lagging behind on a lot of things, but it's okay because right now everything's going great. I moved my greenhouse somewhere a little bit safer. And then a thing that really put me back is I totally forgot about tomatoes this year, although usually I always grow a lot of tomatoes. And I just forgot, honestly, and I didn't plant anything, so I didn't have any starts. So then, you know, I bought the 2 starts from the store that I showed you last week. And then just a few days ago, I was working in the garden and I was just like pulling weeds, and I was like, oh, how are all these weeds getting here? Anyway, and then when I was pulling those weeds, I made like the best discovery, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is right now. I'm just gonna hop into the video so that you can see exactly what it is I'm talking about. All right, so as always, we will start inside. I don't know, maybe I did that once, but let's just call it as always. My tiny little whatevers are growing pretty well. So both of these are obviously parsleys, which is great because I love parsley. I still have no idea what this is, but there's some rumors that it's a pepper. So we're just gonna have to be patient and see. Then my romaine lettuce is growing fabulously. I kind of think I'm gonna peel these outside leaves off just to kind of give it some more room to expand. Then this little thing, it's actually my little celery. It looks kind of gross, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna peel off these outside parts and see if that helps it grow. And I'm actually also considering putting them out into my planter box, but I'll show you why in a little bit. My little fig is doing great still. My spider plant here, I don't know. Those are always kind of weird. I feel like no one can kill a spider plant, but you know, trust me to do it. Then here are my snake plants. I don't love spiders or snakes, by the way, just the plant versions. And here's that one. This leaf is freaking huge now. It is unbelievable. And my avocado is, oh, yep, doing nothing. All right, and in the greenhouse, this is kind of hard to see now because the plants are getting so big. These are my 2 monster tomatoes. Do you remember? It was about a week ago, I think, that I got them and showed them to you the first time, and they were dinky. I mean, they were so small. They're freaking humongous now. And this is a little tomato that I grew. These tomatoes here actually came out of a garden bed that I have that I'm gonna show you because this is kind of special. I still haven't planted any of these 2 plants that I bought previously, but I got this cucumber, which is super cool. It's an Itachi cucumber, I'm not sure, but it's white and it's awesome and I'm excited. Then down here are all my little lettuces. I still don't know what this is. Actually, you know, maybe it's a spinach. It could be a spinach. So let's assume this is a spinach, and so are these back here, and then these are little lettuces. These are lettuces, and here's a single little bean. These 2 trays I thought were just done for, and I sort of given up on them, and I just left them in here because I was lazy. But look, something is coming up. And I think they're tomatoes. I did have a real panic that I wasn't gonna have any tomatoes this year, but turns out there's another tray of little baby tomatoes. All of these are tomatoes, and those are some beans that I'm making. So there's a big story about these tomatoes that I got, and these up here. So hold for that story. Then right here, I got these 2 planter pots that I'm gonna move them outside of this little greenhouse thing that I have here once the weather warms up just a little bit more, because I'm kind of worried that it's still gonna freeze at night, and if it does freeze at night and it kills all my cucumbers, I don't want it to kill all of them, so that's why I'm just keeping it that way. Alright, and then right here we have my little cat. He's always got to follow me around. Then here, so these flowers have been doing great, and I'm super happy. They're just beautiful, and you know, this was my little memorial for my sweet cat. The orange flowers, I don't know, they bloomed and then they disappeared, and I kind of took off the flower heads, so I don't know why they're not blooming anymore, but whatever. Stop. This is Kraken. He likes to bark at me when I'm outside all the time. He's a very good boy. Yep. Kraken, stop. Then here's the feverfew that is just blowing up, and some kale, and my broken little light that I really want to replace, but you know, tough times right now. And then in here, just got some flowers and some kale, my little frog that I still love. And also some spinach that's getting huge. And I actually don't like spinach when it's this big, so I'm gonna pull it today, I think. My little curly leaf parsley is doing great. My little Paco is doing great. Then here, this is oregano, which I cut down. Just gonna wait for the dog to stop barking. It's my oregano and my chives that, as always, are pumping great. Then over here, I got my lettuce, my marigolds, my flowers. These little things are starting to climb up here, which I'm really excited about. My baby lettuces and my huge freaking spinach. Then over here, I still haven't gotten rid of this wood thing, but I will. I'll do something with it. I got some more lettuce here and my raspberry bush, which is growing really well. I'm very happy about it. And there is my sweet, sweet Frank. Frank, come here. Come on. He doesn't listen very well. None of them do, but they're all sweet. Hey, come here. Come on. See, there you go. You gotta lure him. Pretend like you're gonna give him a hug and he'll come over. He's a good boy. And then here's little jealous Paco. But yeah, it's very nice here with everyone. Then here's Kraken and my cat. And there's little Hope, not chasing my plants for once. Okay, so over here we got some more flowers, some more kale, and a cucumber, and my lavender. And I think this is another feverfew that I got at a yard sale. Honestly, I have no idea what this is. I got it at the plant sale because it looked nice, and I forgot what it was. Nothing is happening in these two at all. Okay, so I'm gonna lift the mystery of the tomatoes now. So in here, I planted some berry bushes and some sunflowers, as you know, and then weeds were springing up like crazy, and I started pulling them out, of course, and like throwing them on the ground, getting rid of them. But when I looked closer at these weeds right here, I actually realized that they are all tiny little volunteered tomatoes from last year's tomato plant, which I was kind of lazy towards the end. There's just so many tomatoes, I was overwhelmed. So I stopped picking them and they all just kind of fell to the ground and rotted. And they're all coming back up. It is crazy how many tomatoes we have right now. So I'm just trying to like sort of salvage them out of here and put them in little pots and give them to my friends. And let's go up to my planter boxes. My composter right here is doing great, by the way. I keep putting little scraps in there and turning it every day and watering it just the way you're supposed to. So I think I'm gonna have some good soil. I mean, fingers crossed. I don't know if I will, I'm hoping. This bed. Now this is what I'm excited about. I know what some of the things are, but not really all of them. So this row right here, that's all carrots. So I know I have to thin them after a while, which is gonna be heartbreaking because you basically just rip out the ones that are too close together. So this fabulous little kind of bush colony of carrots, gonna have to tear that out. Then these here are purple beets, which I'm super excited about because I love beets. But again, I'm gonna have to thin them out a lot. I don't think I can actually just, you know, pull out the ones that I don't want. I'm gonna try and salvage them and plant them somewhere else. Now I know that there's 2 middle rows here, but nothing's coming up yet. One thing came up, and who knows what that is. I don't know. Could be like a bok choy or something. Then I think here, these are all spinaches. So maybe just 2 rows of spinaches? Really not sure. I had some little scallions that I planted. Those, I just bought them at the store and used them, and then once I'd cut off the tops, I planted them out here, and they're doing great. So I'm really happy about that. They've actually grown a ton, so that's awesome. And then here I got some little things coming up. Again, not really too sure what it is, but we'll see. You know, it's a surprise garden. There's 1 single bean coming up, which I'm so happy about. And then here's the mystery guy. So I don't know who this is. I think it might be a potato, because I did put some old potatoes in that I just sort of cut up. Anyway, I threw them in here. I saw on YouTube that you could do that, so that's my hope, but who knows. Then in here, under my little makeshift greenhouse, which let's just peek underneath. Oh wow, look at that. So this is, I think, a cucumber or squash. Like I said, I was really terrible this year about labeling anything, so I have no idea what it is. And then back there are my chards. The chards are doing super great. Let's go over there. They actually have a little window, so let me show you. So let's just call this the chard window. Yes, pretty awesome. I am super happy about these. Here's some more raspberry bushes that I have. These were crazy producers last year. This year, somehow they're not getting as tall, so I put up this trellis so that they could climb up on them, but they haven't. I still haven't moved this mess, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I wanted to cover it all up so the grass, you know, wouldn't grow, but around the blueberry bushes, but it's already sprung up and it's so tall. So maybe I'll address that this weekend. Alright guys, so that concludes my little garden tour. We're just back here behind my planter boxes. As you can see, all the cherry blossoms are gone. It's just the beautiful green trees now, and then not too long from now we're gonna have some cherries as well, which I'm so excited about. Like, fruit season is my favorite. Where I live, there's tons of cherries, pears, and apples, and a lot of other fruits too, but those are kind of the main 3. So a lot of people that I know have like berry patches or orchards and stuff, so it's usually pretty good harvest in the summer. So I'm super excited for that. And I also, I know my garden's bigger this year than it has been any other year, and it's really starting to take off now, so I'm super excited. And I mowed the grass, so it's really, it's much easier, much nicer to walk around here and do everything. And I've just been planting so much stuff, and usually I get kind of overwhelmed because it's just like a lot of work, you know, and because right now it's kind of like a weird time anyway. But it's also really nice to like have something like this to do, and just to be able to work in my garden and kind of get away from everything else. So anyway, I hope that you guys like this garden tour, and that you're just excited as I am about your own plants coming up, or watching other people's plants come up, you know, whatever. Yeah, the only other thing that I'll say that I've been doing a ton of gardening and listening to true crime podcasts, which I am obsessed with. I mean, so I finished my psychology paper like, I don't know, 3 days ago, and ever since then, I mean, even when I was writing it, that was all I was doing, but I had to like take quick breaks for like studying and stuff. But right now I'm kind of procrastinating. So I have to pull myself away from the true crime podcasts, but really, I guess that's usually where you find me, is in the garden listening to true crime podcasts. My favorite was Crime Junkies, but I actually finished all of their episodes. So now I just started a new one called Morbid. The only trouble is that like the stories overlap. So, but anyway. So I don't know about you, but my hobbies are gardening and true crime, or just any crime, even if it's fictional. So yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments, and you know, if you have your own YouTube channel with gardening stuff, you can always leave that below so I can take a look. Because as you know, with the podcast, I consume a lot of those, and same with YouTube videos. So yeah, the more the merrier. And I hope you all are having good luck with your planting aspirations, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.